Hey guys, welcome to the channel and another video. Today I'm going to be watching Chernobyl episode 2, Please Remain Calm. Last week was a disaster. The explosion. Oh man, it was horrifying to watch. It was really heartbreaking to see so many people sent to their unknowing and inevitable deaths. I understand that to some extent. That's an accident, people didn't know. But what I don't understand is the crazy level of mismanagement and incompetence that was put on display by the Soviet High Command, and especially by Anatoly Dyatlov. That man is a special cookie. I am full of rage and frustration, and I have no words for him. This episode, I think it's called Please Remain Calm. So I think it'll deal with the immediate aftermath of the explosion. I don't know what to expect or what's about to unfold, but I can't wait to watch it. It's like this morbid curiosity that I kind of have to satisfy. I can't wait. But before we get into it, to help support the channel, I have a Patreon page for full-length reviews and reactions to this show and over 120 movies and TV shows, early access and weekly polls for what to watch next. You'll need your own copy to watch along. The link's in the description below, by the way. Please consider being a patron. Please subscribe to the channel. Click that bell icon for instant notifications. Do check out my other videos. Like if you liked this video, dislike it if you didn't. With all that being said, let's get started. Chernobyl episode 2, Mazin. Let's go.
Who is to blame?
Okay, so it's a recap. We saw Jared Harris's character commit suicide, but that's 2 years later.
We seal off the city, contain the spread of misinformation.
The worst decision so far.
You're on it.
He's on the committee.
А эти проселки, что дедами
I
бродят,
wonder what they're saying. There are no subtitles for this.
по-русски рубаху
7
рванув
hours.
на груди.
You work too hard.
I recognize this actress. I think I remember her from V for Vendetta.
8 Runken. League?
It's not military, it's uranium decay, U-235.
Reactor fuel.
Since they're hiding the information, the news hasn't spread.
Iodine.
Could it be a waste dump?
Oh man. Pripyat hospital is being overrun by patients suffering from radiation poisoning. Radiation quite literally mutates your DNA.
These are radiation burns. Their clothes are contaminated. Help me! He was a firefighter for Chernobyl. Can you stop?
Oh man, that couple we saw at the beginning who witnessed the explosion. And look at these nurses touching all these radiation contaminated clothes with their bare hands. These are all preventable deaths, man. All preventable. Just evacuate the city. He's a fantastic actor.
Colonel General Pikalov, who commands troops specializing in chemical hazards, has been dispatched to the plant.
What a bunch of bull.
Well, it seems like it's well in hand, so.
I'm so sorry. A fireman was severely burned on his hand by a chunk of smooth
Graphite.
black mineral. Graphite. There's graphite on the ground. It means it wasn't a control system tank that exploded. It was the reactor core. It's open.
Exactly. At least he's telling the truth.
Fireman was holding the equivalent of 4 million chest x-rays in his hand.
Mr. Legasov, there's no place for alarmist hysteria.
It's not alarmist if it's a fact. Every gram of U-235 holds over 1 billion trillion of these bullets. That's in 1 gram. Now, Chernobyl holds over 3 million grams, and right now it is on fire.
I want you to go to Chernobyl.
Tell me how a nuclear reactor works, or I'll have one of these soldiers throw you out of the helicopter.
What a position this man is in.
Steam turns a turbine which generates electricity. You take an unstable element like uranium-235. If we put enough uranium atoms close together, the bullets from one atom will eventually strike another atom.
No, I don't need you.
Legasov has other concerns in his mind. The fact that he's going to a certain death.
I need to find my husband.
Not now.
Please, Dave. Please. Please. Please.
Can I see him?
You want to see him? Go to Moscow.
When are they taking him?
Now.
Oh man, he's going to be in bad shape. He was so close to the graphite. The production values of this show, they're amazing. Like, HBO has an unlimited budget.
The whole building's been blown open. The core's exposed.
I can't see how you can tell that from here.
For God's sakes. If you fly directly over that core, I promise you by tomorrow morning you'll be begging for that bullet.
How can you be this ignorant, man? Like, human nature is such a mystery.
Let me introduce
I'm here
Ilya.
about Chernobyl.
Such a lovely time.
I wonder how she ties into the story. She's pretty far away.
There has been an accident at Chernobyl, but I've been assured there is no problem.
I'm telling you that there is.
I prefer my opinion to yours.
I'm a nuclear physicist. Before you were deputy secretary, you worked in a shoe factory.
Oh! And I love the fact that the director zoomed in on her shoes.
Take one a day for as long as they last. And go east. Get as far from Minsk as you can.
You can see the fear in her eyes.
We'll tell them the truth in the simplest terms possible. We'll be fine.
Their whole hierarchy is structured in such a way.
You see, we are making excellent progress in containing the damage. We have begun our own inquiry into the cause of the accident, and I have a list of individuals who we believe are accountable.
there you are. They already have people to blame. They have a list.
Tell me how an RBMK reactor core explodes.
They can't.
I'm not prepared to explain it at this time.
Why did I see graphite on the roof?
That's not possible. Perhaps you saw burnt concrete.
Our high-range dosimeter just arrived. We could cover one of our trucks with lead shielding. Mount the dosimeter on the front.
Give them every bit of protection you have, but understand that even with lead shielding, it may not be enough.
Then I'll do it myself.
Stupid but brave man. I hope we finally get an accurate reading of how much radiation is up there. Again, I'm a big fan of this very grounded and realistic cinematography.
He's back.
It's not 3 Röntgen. It's 15,000.
Comrade Savina.
What does that number mean?
It means the core is open.
20 hours since the explosion, so 40 bombs worth by now. 48 more tomorrow, and it will not stop.
Dyatlov was in charge.
Goodbye. The last thing he says is Dyatlov was in charge.
Boron and sand. Well, that'll create problems of its own, but I don't see any other way. All that radiation. At least evacuate Pripyat. It's 3 kilometers away.
That's my decision to make.
Then make it.
I've been told not to.
Is it or is it not your decision?
I'm in charge here.
I would want this man in my corner. Look at them. They're just operating like nothing is happening.
I'd prefer one of those.
Wow. Because there's no radiation inside.
Anything we should be worried about?
No.
He has to say that. Or else he's in trouble. 30 hours. It's the sand and boron.
No, no, no. They're too close.
Did not copy. Signal's breaking up.
Now do you see, Boris, you idiot? Well, at least you're helping, but you're still an idiot.
Is there any other way, Legasov? Send the next one in.
He's also a fantastic actor.
Yes, it's extremely hot. But his nephews are flying down.
And they always bring cool weather.
They're talking in code.
Simka, who's 14, and little Boris, who's 5.
Well, that's wonderful.
Elements.
The children can make you even hotter when they're crawling all over you. Maybe I should visit them.
No, they don't want visitors.
They're dropping sand and boron on the fire.
Wow.
There are 50,000 people in this city.
Says the radiation isn't high enough to evacuate. If it says it's safe, it's safe.
Not if they stay here.
We're staying here.
Yes, we are. And we'll be dead in 5 years.
Oh. Look at Boris's face. Nah, he's been brought down to earth. Literally sits down. Brought down to earth. Great visual storytelling.
A nuclear plant in Sweden has detected radiation and identified it as a byproduct of our fuel.
The news is out.
Nuclear radiation had already reached beyond the Soviet borders to Scandinavia.
36 hours. Yeah, I think the government is taking it super seriously now. They're starting to evacuate the city. They're even evacuating the hospital. What a beautiful shot. I think this was done by a drone or a helicopter. Where are they taking them to?
I said turn around. This is a restricted zone.
I know the graphite's on fire, the fuel is melting, and you're dropping sand and boron on it, which you probably thought was smart, but you've made a mistake.
But I estimate at least a month before it melts through the lower concrete pad, which gives us time.
No, you don't have a month. You have approximately 2 days.
But I confirmed it with plant personnel. The tanks are nearly empty.
No, they were nearly empty.
The tanks are full.
Holy crap! When the temperature increases, it hits the water, things will just explode. So they have to drain the tank somehow? Or... because they can't stop pouring sand and boron.
There is some good news. The airdrops are working to douse the fire. The uranium will melt the sand, creating a kind of lava which will begin to melt down through the shield below.
You've made lava.
Thanks to her insight, we are now aware that the tanks are, in fact, full.
Of water. Yeah. Why is that a problem, Professor?
Lava plus water, explosion.
Everything within a 30-kilometer radius will be completely destroyed, including the 3 remaining reactors at Chernobyl.
For Belarusia and the Ukraine, impact means completely uninhabitable for a minimum of 100 years.
Oh, the pressure on Gorbachev right now.
And how long before this happens?
Approximately 48 to 72 hours. We can pump the water from the tanks. Of course, we will need your permission.
They'll likely be dead in a week.
They need 3 dead men.
We're asking for your permission to kill 3 men.
Jeez. 56 hours, 2.5 days after. Last episode we saw the town just full of life, and now it's empty.
The valve will be difficult to operate, so we'll need 3 men.
Why should we do this? For what, 400 rubles?
You'll do it because it must be done. You'll do it because nobody else can.
Baranov.
Brave, brave men. Reality can be so much more scarier than fiction. This is a horror story. What do you even say to this? Just knowing that real men, real people actually did this. I can't begin to imagine what was going through their minds. This is amazing auditory storytelling. It's already maxed out. It's a static sound now, not even clicking anymore. It's clicking so fast. Oh man. It's pitch black. Oh! The silence is deafening. Okay, I took some time to collect my thoughts. First off, holy crap, that was even a better episode than the first one. My heart was racing the entire time. This episode was written and directed to perfection with so much dread and tension. We are slowly and horrifyingly starting to see the magnitude of the effects and the gravity of the situation they're in. Like I mentioned before, reality can be far, far more scarier than fiction. And this show goes to prove that to some extent. I mean, can you guys imagine the state of the mind of the people who knew what they were getting themselves into, like Legasov and eventually Boris? I absolutely loved Jared Harris's and Stellan Skarsgård's performance in this one. Both of them played fantastically off each other, and the scene where Legasov tells Boris that they have, what, 5 years to live was probably my favorite scene of the entire episode. The way that was shot and the way Boris just sits down in resignation and acceptance was chilling to watch and masterfully done. The episode also introduces us to Gorbachev, and he seems to be somewhat of a competent leader, at least taking real facts into consideration when making his decisions. I don't think he was the best leader at that particular point. I think he just came into power in '86, so he was a new leader. Anyways, I was also initially apprehensive about Boris, who seemed to be a career bureaucrat. But once he saw that there was, what, 15,000 Watkins in the air, I think he realized Legasov was right and telling the truth. The entire town is evacuated, and I wonder where they were taken, as they were not allowed to leave on their own. One thing to note is that we didn't get to see more of that idiot, better known as Anatoly Dyatlov. I don't think he alone could have prevented the disaster, but he definitely contributed a lot. I wonder where he is, what he's up to, and what he's doing to further mess up the situation. Emily Watson's Ulana was also a great character. Without her curiosity, persistence, and insights, the sand would have melted into lava and into the water tanks and probably created a huge explosion, endangering the lives of 50-60 million people immediately. The thing is that this episode does not show the ultimate fate of the 3 brave volunteers who essentially gave up their lives to empty the water from the tanks. That ending was a lesson in creating suspense. The way that the dosimeter kept clicking faster and faster till it was basically static noise was just unsettling and horrifying, for lack of a better word. I was on the edge of my seat the entire time, and you could probably tell from my face. Overall, I don't know what to expect in the upcoming episode. I hope that the 3 men we see in the cliffhanger ending get to complete their mission so their sacrifice isn't completely in vain. I hope more bureaucrats listen to Ulana and Legasov. They seem to be the most logical people. I hope we don't get to see more people die, but I have a feeling that that's unlikely. I simultaneously can't wait and don't want to watch the next episode, but I need to know. Anyways, thank you for watching. I have a Patreon page, consider being a patron. Subscribe to the channel. Do check out my other videos. Like if you liked this video, dislike it if you didn't. I will see you in the next one.